Hey everybody, Dave Lerner here. We're talking about what's working with Adam Garoni, CEO and co-founder of the Movember movement. Adam, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks for having me.
So Adam, for those who don't know, what is the Movember movement?
Movember is the month formerly known as November, where we challenge men across the world to grow a moustache. And by doing that, they're changing their appearance and raising funds and awareness for men's health, specifically prostate cancer.
And what was the inspiration for you starting this organization?
I actually started as a bit of a joke between my brother and a friend, Luke, and they were having beers on a Sunday afternoon, and they were talking about fashion and how everything manages to cycle back, and a few more beers, and they thought, you know, why has the moustache never made a comeback? And what we realized was it generated so much conversation when you grow a moustache and you don't normally have one. And we thought we could evolve the campaign to raise some awareness, and we're inspired by the women around us and all they're doing for breast cancer. It started as a joke and then evolved into a campaign to raise awareness and funds.
Prostate cancer, I've lost a good friend to prostate cancer. He had trouble talking about it himself. What is the problem with men talking about their health issues?
I think we as men just don't feel comfortable talking about our health. And one of the great things about Movember is when you're growing a moustache, you're forced to either explain your look or you volunteer, hey, I don't normally look like this. We get emails all the time from guys saying, I grew a moustache, I went home for Thanksgiving, and within 10 seconds the dinner conversation turned to what's going on with a moustache. And that generates conversations with these young guys with their dads, often for the first time ever, about men's health.
So if someone wants to get involved and raise awareness, how does it actually work?
So you head along to Movember.com during October, you sign up, you get your own donation page, which we call a MoSpace page, and you start the month clean shaven, and for the 30 days of November, you grow a moustache, you post updates, you push that out through email, through Facebook and Twitter, have conversations, and you raise money, much like doing a run or a walk for charity, except for our challenge is growing a moustache.
So tell us a little about your team.
I think one of the successes behind Movember is none of us initially were from the not-for-profit charitable space. We're all from business development, sales, marketing, branding backgrounds.
So you're running a non-for-profit venture with a for-profit mentality?
Yeah, absolutely. All of us from day one have come from branding and marketing and sales-oriented organisations, and we don't use the term not-for-profit at Movember. For us, it's all about making profit, because the more profit we can make, the more programs we can fund, which will ultimately achieve our vision, which is to have an everlasting impact on the face of men's health.
What was the trick in getting the word out?
We rely heavily on word of mouth, and when you've got a moustache for the 30 days, you become a walking, talking billboard for men's health and the Movember movement. And in the early days, pre-Facebook and certainly pre-Twitter, it relied on one-on-one conversations and the guys sending out emails saying, hey, I'm doing Movember, how about you make a donation? What we've seen over the last two years is with the acceptance of social media, that the personal amplification these guys have is just accelerated exponentially.
You've got 800,000 plus people now as brand ambassadors. How do you guys maintain the integrity of the brand?
That is one of our biggest challenges, and ultimately in a movement like this, you have to let go of the brand, and you have to trust the community with your brand that they're going to do the right thing. And we have a number of competitions to filter up the best user-generated content. So the donation pages, we have a competition around who has the best of that. We have a competition which we call the Mustaches around the best video content. We have pictures of the day. So we try through that to inspire people to produce really great content.
What have been some of the biggest challenges for you as a social entrepreneur?
It got to a stage where we either needed to shut this thing down because it was consuming too much of our time, or find a way to fund it and scale it to the next level. And when you're a social entrepreneur, it's very hard to get funding, very, very hard. So we spent a lot of time figuring the best ways to do that. So then we brought in a sponsorship component to the campaign and allowed brand appropriate for-profit brands to come in and lend their name to it. I think one of the other challenges has been around scaling this. And from a technology point of view, we go from very moderate amount of traffic to an absolute avalanche of traffic on the last few days of October. If you extrapolate that out over a year, it becomes a $1 billion e-commerce platform.
Now you guys started in 2003. Give us a sense for the scale of this and how much money you've raised for these causes.
Yeah. 2004 in Australia was our first fundraising year. We had 450 guys participate that year. We raised $54,000 for the Australian Prostate Cancer Foundation. Cut to 2011, we're in 14 countries. We had 856,000 participants and we raised $118 million. So that makes Movember now the biggest funder of prostate cancer research and support programs in the world.
Adam, I really want to thank you for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks so much for having me, Dave.